So kind of getting into the brass tacks here. So when you think of a fractional resource, that could be some fraction of a work week is really kind of how I sum it up, right? 10, 20, 30 hours, whatever that engagement is. How many hours do you really think are needed from somebody such as yourself to be effective in a fractional capacity? Can you kind of provide a little bit of color there?
Yeah, sure. So we look at it in a couple of different ways. So there's an advisory opportunity to advise an executive leadership group, and you could do that even just a couple of hours a month, having a really deep discussion to help them understand what the next steps could be, helping them think some stuff through. There's great value there. That's an advisory capacity. When you're talking about a fractional VP, you're talking about somebody who's got regular meetings scheduled on the calendar. They may be running the sales meeting. They're definitely having an executive strategy meeting regularly.
Mhm.
They might be touching each of the sales people in terms of running a pipeline conversation or helping them with coaching or training. And they're the variables.
Sure.
So the number of people on the sales team that you're going to support as a fractional VP obviously affects the amount of engagement time that you need to have, and also how big of a change the business needs to go through.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we find a lot of the time that an initial block of tens of hours within the first couple of months is usually good to get a good context, review,
Right.
refine, look at things.
Mhm.
And then as you begin to implement and actually work that through with the team, how responsive is the team is one of the variables
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So, from a couple of hours a month to 10 to 20 hours per week is the typical range that we see. Um, of course, it depends on the business.
I think it's a great response, and I totally agree. I mean, the answer is it depends, and that's what makes fractional piece so tough. Is because ultimately you need to make sure that all parties are on the same page in regards to kind of how much time is needed and the expected output. And it's
Yeah.
very important to kind of make sure that those expectations are set clearly on the front end as to kind of what you can accomplish as to what you cannot. And you also need to continue to iterate, right? I mean, maybe it's a biweekly touch point, maybe it's once a month, whatever that cadence is, but you need to continuously stay engaged to ensure that you're maximizing your hours and the customer is getting what they expect. And if not, then there needs to be some tweaking and some fine tuning, and that happens naturally along the way when you're in these types of engagements.
Yeah, and we often agree to have a deliverable of, for example, an updated sales handbook that people can point their finger at and say, here's something where we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. We've
Absolutely.
got a description, we've got workflows drawn out of what we're supposed to be doing, and then everyone's got a reference point there. Just makes it easier because our ultimate goal is to help a company get to the point where they can replace us with somebody that's going to be there for 5 or 7 years. And
Sure.
that
Work
that's
yourself
that's
out
a
of a job
great
is
goal.
my mantra.
Yeah, make ourselves replaceable.